Hi there. I did do a video earlier, I put it on YouTube. I'm meant to sometimes I do little clips and share it to Instagram and Twitter, but I didn't get around to doing it. But I just thought I would do a video to this picture. And there's a lot of theories behind spiritual awakening that you're being contacted by UFOs or something, and that is possible, because this awakening showed me that there's an infinity of life. But the truth of the matter is that it's not outward that the power is, because even if that was the case and some beings miraculously made me amazing, that's not going to make me amazing, because then I'm going to think in my mind that these separate powers or beings or whatever mothership is responsible for my well-being. That's a very self-destructive thought, to think that you're not good enough all by yourself. So this wouldn't work, you see. And I think I want to take this opportunity to talk about spiritual awakening. And spiritual awakening, what is it? It's just a situation where, like I say all the time, that what happened to me was I was living a certain way for the first 24 years of my life, and then I sat down one day and had enough. And then I start going through the shift. And what I realise now is that when you have enough, you start to awaken. But it's a within thing. It's an inward thing. It's like you're returning to the animal instinct, divinity within you has been awakened now. Almost like the snake has been awakened, the Kundalini snake. And now you're on this journey of healing. But it happens to a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people, like on YouTube, who have, and I'm on there as well, but a lot of people say that they were depressed beforehand, and that's because that's going to manifest it. See, it doesn't. All roads lead to awakening, like I was saying earlier in the other video I made earlier. All roads lead to the spiritual awakening. It's like the dark night manifests the beautiful stars. You see, the two opposites go together. But I'm not saying that, if people want to believe they're contacting other beings, I mean, you might be. Because what I've learned also is that everything has to come from nothingness. That means that there's an infinity of possibility of life, so you could be. But for me, I'm talking about my experience. And, this awakening, what the situation it was a situation of where I had enough and started to look inward, and that was it. And then but what it is, it's like I say, it's an animal instinctive thing you're returning to. It's why people talk about tantra and Kundalini. All these kind of things are animal beast related. When I say beast, I don't mean dark forces. I mean, you're returning to your animal instincts, which is your divinity. We are dumbed down and programmed to suppress us to get us away from this, right? And once we start, and that's what my awakening was for me, and that's it. You see, because the truth of the matter is, we experience separation, for example, UFOs and separate things. But what I started being aware of in this awakening, once I started opening up, is that everything has to come from nothing. If that's so, then that means there can't be a separate craft. There can't be, all this separation is just illusion. Then that would be, because infinite nothingness is infinite awareness. Because to be aware now, then that means that nothing would have to be aware in itself. So that means all is just one awareness. So if you look at it from this logical standpoint, then you realize that there can't be separation or different beings or people or anything like that. That what we're experiencing is a holographic virtual reality, and that you are in fact all the aliens as well. You're the infinity of it all. But choose not this experience to experience whatever you're experiencing, whether it's an animal, dog, cat, human, alien, whatever. And it's all one. And that's what oneness really means. It means that it's all the same one infinity, and that you're it. And I just wanted to do a talk about this really, because some people could actually be giving their power away by thinking that your power, that there's some separate power is more than you. And if you think this, then you're telling yourself that you're not good enough, and this is very self-destructive. This is more self-destructive than anything else, I think. One of the most self-destructive things is to convince yourself that you're not enough. It's not a good thing, right? And this is what people are doing. So by believing that you are infinity within you, that is a very self-empowering thing to tell yourself that and to believe that. And that in itself is going to be empowering. But it's all to do with how we see it. You can choose to see from the angle that you've got no power, or you can choose to see that you are infinity and all can be, and you're everything. And the difference is, one has total empowerment and the other one has no power. The other one is just powerless, where the other one is full of power. And I just wanted to do a talk on this really, because it's important, because many people worship different UFOs. They don't know nothing about them, right? But they worship them. They think that, and I'm not saying it is or isn't, but you don't know. Anyone can say they're anything. If there's an infinity, you don't know. So approach these things with an open mind, an open heart, but also be aware that just like in life, there are crooks, right? There are people that aren't what they say they are. And that's going to be the case in space as well. That's why the only sensible thing is to just look within. That is the only sensible thing, really, when you think about it. To look within. You don't know what you're looking at externally, really. Like people worship like demons or devils or pentagrams or whatever it is, but they don't really know what they're worshipping. They don't know how thick and how big this thing is, or what they're tapping into, really. It's really stupidity. You get these lasses and they think they're really witchy and stuff, but they don't really know what they're dealing with, right? And this is why I say the only thing to trust that is sensible is what's within you. And this is all I done in this. I mean, look at all this information that I've gained in 8-9, all the healing, and now this tantric energies, and all from just going within myself. And it just manifests things. Even like when I look at YouTube now. When I used to look at YouTube, I used to watch concerts all the time. I used to watch all these music artists. Now it's like, when I'm looking on, I'm just, whatever's there, I know that I'm meant to see it, and it's all these serotonin music I'm listening to now. And it's just, when you're present, it manifests abundance. And for me, that is just this infinite information that I always get. This infinite insight, infinite clarity. And this is what's happened. Remember, when you're, like I said earlier in the video, when you're looking outward and thinking that you've got no power, that is self-destructive. To do it my way, and the way of many others in spiritual awakening, you're then feeling like you are the answer. And that's the truth. I am my mentor, I am my savior, always with him. I am my own savior and everything. And that's a very self-empowering thing. Nothing delusional about it. It's delusional to think that you're not that. You're insulting yourself. You are. Everything is just how you see it, really. Especially how you see yourself. But by looking within yourself and giving yourself that faith, that's a beautiful thing. And that's all I do. You know, and I'm taught, and I'm, you know, this is all the spiritual awakening, and this is what it showed me to do, to just look within. And that's what this talk has really been about. It's really been about telling you about my awakening, and that yes, if you want to look, pray to aliens or whatever, do it, but understand, you know, from my perspective, that I didn't do any of that, you know. And all this information I get, all this stuff I get, and it's all from this awakening. All the awakening was just choosing to look inward. Because remember, you're just like a car. You know, if a car's got problems, you have to look inside it. All the problems are inside you. Let's say I meet a lassie and she's got an issue. She says something stupid. That's her. That's a problem within her, right? And that's an example of, you know, same when people perceive something in you, it's a reflection of them. Everything comes from within us. So that's why when people get annoyed with you, or they say something stupid, could be a lassie, could be a friend, don't get offended by it, because, you know, it's a reflection of them, you know. And also when you get mad at things, you know, understand this is a reflection of you also. But going back to the looking externally thing and the aliens, you know, worship whatever you want, but be aware of what you're telling yourself, what you're suggesting to yourself. What are you suggesting to your mind? Are you suggesting that you've got all the power, or are you suggesting you've got no power? Because if you're suggesting that you've got no power, then that's what you'll have. You'll have no power. You'll have nothing. Right? So everything is to do with what you suggest to yourself. We're always suggesting things to ourselves, whether we are aware of it or not. But this is very important. Be very aware of this, because what you suggest to yourself becomes your inward, almost like inward perception of yourself. And your perception of yourself, how you see yourself, manifests your reality and experience. But I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Thank you.